These are the top 10 most popular houses in Adopt Me, based off of official data. The number 10 house in Adopt Me is the shop house. This is what it looks like. It costs you $1,750. Let's check out the inside. This is the interior of the shop house in Adopt Me. It features this large open area where you can go and set up your shop, and it already includes all the essentials such as bread and sauces. Inside there's multiple other rooms here. I guess if you want to go and have these as bathrooms for your shop, as a shop needs a toilet, I guess. Then there's also a small kitchen area. The inside of this building is actually very small to be in the number 10 spot, but considering a lot of players like doing roleplays, or they like setting up shops to try and sell their pets for bucks, which I wouldn't recommend doing, which is probably why the shop is one of the most liked houses. Upstairs it features some more bread. You're gonna see a lot of this bread as these things are scattered in pretty much every single house for some reason. Then there's also a door upstairs. The interior of this house is actually very small. You don't get much space. There is a secret room in case anyone wants to go and build and do a glitch build. Just go upstairs and you somehow have a secret flooring. The 9th most popular house in Adopt Me is the donut house, which features a giant donut on it. And you know what? I can definitely see why this is the 9th most popular house in Adopt Me. The second you go and purchase this house, it's already furnished full of tons of donut stuff. Like there's donut tables, there's donut chairs, there's donut lamps. Pretty much everything in this house is already donut themed, which is just great. The second you move in, you already got a bunch of donuts. Through here we have a glass door, which is probably going to follow a similar theme of having a toilet in the first room. Then the second room, I'm assuming a kitchen. Oh, actually it's a bedroom. That was unexpected. You know what? I guess it is a house, which means this is the kitchen. Oh yeah, and inside the kitchen is a donut making station, which is definitely interesting. Let's go and test this out and see if we can go and make some free donuts for ourselves. It doesn't actually let me grab them, unfortunately, but you can traditionally grab it, bake it, and cover it with your favorite looking icing. I believe there is an upstairs, so let's go upstairs and check this out. Upstairs in the donut place is a party location. Let's go. You can go and have a little party, have your own DJ, play your own music, and dance on the dance floor, which is pretty exciting, but you know what? It's not as exciting as the number 1 house. So you guys are going to want to stick around and to find out what is the number 1 most popular. The 8th most popular house is the pirate ship, costing you $1,600. The inside of the pirate ship house is actually a giant upgrade of what we've just looked at. It features all of these pirate themed items, which makes sense for the theming of the house. In the first room we have what seems to be a pets room with a pretty fun looking pet food. I think it's like a shark's head, so your pet's gonna eat out of a shark, and 2 variations, one for the water. So you've got a room for your pet, and in here you have a room for looking at the mirror. Oh no, it's a window, so you can go look at the stars in case you want to go and do that. As for the other room downstairs, it just seems that this is a sofa. I thought it was a bed. I guess it's a sofa. There's a bunch of rooms. There is 4 other rooms in here, so let's go and check out what is in this one. A toilet. Oh boy, what a great toilet. You know what? It's missing something. There is no sink, and if you go to the toilet, you need a sink, guys. Please add a sink. In here, we have a bedroom where you can sleep in a bed that is in the shape of a boat. The wallpaper is of some pirate swords as well. As for the other rooms, we have another bedroom. This one is a upgraded bed. Seems to be like an adult sized one, but oh, look at the crossbones. It's actually like a cat, which is a nice little added detail. Never spotted that before. Definitely interesting. And the final room is nothing. I don't know what this room is meant to be. Maybe like a dining room or something. But overall, this is a pretty nice looking house. And I do like some of these decorations. It definitely features more of these little cats crossbones, which is kind of fun, and it is nicely decorated. As for the size of this, definitely a bit bigger than the other one, so it's a bit more fun to go and do. And if you do decide to go and glitch out, you do have access to this giant flat pillar on the top. In case anyone likes going and doing glitch builds, well, you now have this giant flat section to build on top of. And in case anyone is interested, if you do glitch builds as well, well, you can zoom in and see the small map of Adopt Me if you if you zoom in a lot using FreeCam. The next house is a fairy house, costing you 1,100 bucks. The interior of the fairy house is actually very small. I'm not sure what you could go and build in here, it's actually that tiny. In the first room is a toilet, a very big toilet in comparison to the size of the house. Inside there is multiple different floors, starting off with the second floor featuring a little fairy looking set of chairs. And then there is a side room which is empty, and another side room which has a chair in, I believe it's a chair instead of a bed. And then there is another floor. What is in this one? This is just the television. I guess we're watching the Leaf TV show, my favorite show. You wanna know what my favorite show is? It's called Subscribing to Cookie Cutter. I know that a bunch of you guys watching this video are not subscribed. So if you aren't subscribed, press that button right now. We're trying to get to 1 million, so please subscribe. Overall, this house is very small. I'm surprised that this is actually that high up on the list, but it does look pretty cool from the outside, so I guess people do like the look of it. The next house is the futuristic house, and I believe I actually own this one, costing you 2,500 bucks, but let's go and check it out. Actually, I don't own this one. I think my girlfriend does. I didn't know she spent that much bucks on a house. Kind of impressive. Big flex from her, to be fair. She don't play that often. In here we have... Is this a bathroom? I would assume so, because there is a bath in it. And then there's bread. Honestly, whoever designed these maps, like the original houses, just loved hiding bread everywhere. I don't know why. We have a mirror, which doesn't actually reflect anything. I wish Adopt.me managed to find a way so the mirror actually shows like a reflection of yourself. That would just be so cool if they did that. Anyway, I do know what this house looks like because my girlfriend uses it. We got a safe and a wheel. I don't know why these things are here. Like, all of the stuff in this house is so randomly placed. Like, this is the default stuff in the house, right? We got a fan, we got this weird pillar. We have a kitchen, which is cool. Pretty futuristic kitchen, I guess. Then we have a TV. I wouldn't call this a futuristic house. It looks like the sofa is made out of a cardboard box. I want to know what's inside this safe. Anyway, let's have a look. It says hello. That's slightly creepy. Why is there a block of kitchen tools here? Don't know why that's there. A fire extinguisher next to a swimming pool. Honestly, this house layout is actually completely bizarre. I have no idea. In here we have a spotlight looking onto an apple. Someone please explain this to me. Why is the apple glowing as well? Is it because the spotlight is on the apple, it makes it glow? That is very odd. We got a sofa in case you want to sit down and watch someone swim. And then in here you got a pretty shallow swimming pool, which is kind of fun, but it is not as fun as the other rooms, so let's go and check that out. On the walls we have Nufissy and Bethink, the co-founders of Adopt.me, slightly outdated posters, wild revolvers, don't know who this is, the work poster. Apparently this is of some real person who helped Adopt.me like get designed, I guess, which is interesting. In here, I believe this is just a bedroom. Oh, it's a baby room for baby pets or straight up babies. We got an Egbert poster, which is fun. And then this is the Anna, and I don't know what the boy's called. What's he called? Someone let me know in the comments. We got a unicorn themed room, and the only other room is this, which is a small bedroom. This bedroom has a tiny little bed in it. It's a slightly bigger upgrade of a house. There is another exit out of the house here in case anyone plans to do that. But I mean, for the price point, you do get a swimming pool, which is kind of fun. Everyone likes to go for a little swim, I guess. And then there are some slightly bigger rooms in comparison, but I wouldn't call this one my favorite. The treehouse. This is actually only 800 bucks. Probably why this is the number 5 most used house in Adopt.me. It's literally only 800 bucks, which is like an absolute bargain for a house. Plus it looks pretty cool, but then again, so many people don't go into tree houses because it's like such a faff to climb. In the tree house, we have some sofas looking at a telly. Let me know in the comments if you ever made a tree house. I used to make one in this little garden that's near my house. I made a real tree house. It had like 2 stories. It was very cool. But then strangers climbed in it, so we had to chop down the treehouse, which was a sad day for me. We have a toilet, we have a shower, A working shower inside of a treehouse, kind of impressive. I mean, this is only 800 bucks. So it's actually pretty decent for that price point, to be honest. It doesn't take that long to eat 800 bucks. Of course, there is the loaf of bread. Today, this one, the loaf of bread is reading a book while eating an apple with a flower. Who made this? If anyone knows, please comment down below. Especially, Adopt Me, if you're watching this, can you explain the lore behind the weird, mysterious bread just being placed absolutely anywhere possible? Honestly, it makes no sense. Did I check out this room? Yeah, it's a toilet. I mean, for 800 bucks, you're getting what you get. It's pretty decent, but it's nothing massive. In case you don't want to glitch out of it, you do have a flat top. It doesn't seem that there is any other secrets behind this. It's just straight up an empty looking shell. But it's a pretty cool house, and obviously the more popular ones are going to be the cheaper ones, since people don't like to spend tons of their bucks. So I'm imagining the #1 house is going to be like the cheapest one possible. The estate house, costing you 972 bucks. This is what it looks like from the outside. Pretty cool looking house, but let's check out the inside. The inside of this house is very empty, featuring a bunch of crates as furniture. That's definitely interesting. They made a table out of crates. Is this a diffuser or a candle? I actually don't know what that is. That's interesting. We've got some cardboard boxes, a fancy door. Inside of here we have an empty room full of more cardboard boxes. I'm waiting for the bread. And in here we have a house, which is pretty cool. Speaking of houses, I did just purchase a brand new house in real life, which means my office is gonna get a whole new makeover. So this background that you see probably gonna change pretty soon, and if you see like difference in videos, well, it's because I have literally trying to move house, which is a difficult thing to go and do apparently. Here we have a safe. Where's the bread? Come on, show me the bread. We got a lamp on the floor. Who puts a lamp on the floor? In here, is it gonna be a bedroom? It is a bedroom. Is this a kid's bedroom? I guess. It's got like a little cot. Is that what you call them in America? A cot? I think so. Let me know if that's what you call them. Or a crib. I don't know what they're called. Then we have a regular bed. And then in here, we have the bathroom. Featuring a big bathroom with a shower and some little towels. You know what? I've never noticed towels inside of a dummy. Very interesting. I have never seen that before. I mean, it's a pretty small looking house, but it is what it is. You can decorate it easily. Sometimes I think when you see like these giant houses, it's just really hard to decorate, and then you just never end up finishing it. So getting a smaller house is definitely easier to do. The pizza place, coming in at 500 bucks. I can see why this is the third most popular house. It literally costs 500 bucks. So for 500 bucks, the second you come in, there is a cash register. A scammer's dream. Scammers love this house as cash registers literally allow you to like pay someone and buy pets off them. So you'll normally see this house for that. In here we've got like a pizza roleplay section, which is pretty cool. If you like doing roleplay, there is a whole roleplay category, but I believe they removed it. It used to say roleplay, and now it's gone. They made it vanish and replaced it with stickers. In case anyone wonders where it goes, I believe it now goes into your toy section, which is interesting. Downstairs you have, whoa, you got a kitchen, but the roller's on the floor. That is not good food hygiene. So you can make your pizza, roll it, put your sauces on it, and then go and deliver it to your 0 customers. I mean, if you do roleplay, I see why it's number 3. But I actually don't see many of these houses equipped, so I'm slightly surprised it's number 3. Then we got some knives and forks. That is the weirdest looking knife I have ever seen. That looks weird. That looks like too pointy to be able to do anything with. So you can sit up here. Got a nice little light. And then there is a small room around here, which I'm assuming is a toilet. It's a shower. Who is gonna shower in a restaurant? Slightly questionable. If I was ordering a pizza and I went into the toilet and there was a shower, I would be very concerned. But for 500 bucks, this might be my favorite house I've seen. The family house, 489 bucks. As these houses are based on what is equipped the most and what is the most used, I guess it slightly makes sense that the second most used house inside of Adopt Me is like a really cheap house, because every single player when they buy their first house, they probably don't have much bugs. They'll probably just go and buy a cheap one, which is why the family house, very affordable, looks pretty cool, is the number 2 house of the most popular in Adopt Me. I mean, it might not be like the most popular in terms of, oh, it looks great, but in terms of how many times this house has been sold, this is the 2nd most sold house according to Adopt Me themselves, okay? The statistics might have slightly changed now since they like adding new houses, but a very basic looking house. You have a kitchen, you've got the toilet, which features a nice shower. I'm not sure why you have 2 doors in a toilet. That is the first time I've ever seen 2 doors coming out of a toilet. And my parrot just got stuck in there. And do you want to know what my parrot's called? My parrot is called Use Star Code Candy, which when you buy Robux or Roblox Premium, be sure to go and use Star Code Candy, just like this, to go and help support me. You lose absolutely nothing, it just helps to support the channel, and Roblox gives me a small little commission. Upstairs we have the unicorn room, a bed, and a cot. This is a very small room, but considering its price point and the fact that most Adopt Me noobs or new players kind of go and make this, kind of explains why it's not that. But considering this is a very cheap house, it does feature a very tall ceiling as well, which is definitely interesting. I mean, you can jump and kind of bang your head here, but this is very tall. I don't know why you'd want a ceiling that is this tall here. I guess you can put something up here. Let me know what you'd put in a giant ceiling. But this is the number 2 house, meaning we are now moving on to the the most popular house in Adopt Me, based on which is sold the most, not based on the most popular looks wise, because it's definitely not winning the most popular for looks wise, guys. You gotta trust me on that one. This is the tiny home, coming in at 240 bucks. You see, this is the most popular house in Adopt Me based on equips, probably because every single player gets it for free, which slightly makes sense now why it's the number 1 house. Yeah, so this is the most popular house to exist in Adopt Me. Some players don't actually go and decorate their houses, they just keep the default house, and it just forever stays looking like this. There are so many players who don't bother to decorate their house or change anything, and they just play Adopt Me without ever changing their house, which results in statistically proven that the most equipped house in Adopt Me is this tiny looking house. I guess some players just join Adopt Me and then maybe never go into the editing house part because they don't want to spend their bucks on that. Maybe they want to spend their bucks on pets, which is why this is definitely interesting, and that is the reason why this is the number 1 house. So it's got a bathroom. This is the updated variation of the tiny home. If you joined Adopt Me a couple years ago, your tiny home might look different than this. Previously, you didn't used to get as many boxes, you didn't used to get this fancy bed, and the pet bowls didn't used to have a floor mat. So they did change this over the years of what the tiny home default stuff is, which is definitely interesting. But I think I can literally factually prove this to you right now by just showing you this server, how many of the tiny homes there are. I mean, here, here, here. There is just so many tiny homes, which is why statistically this is the most popular house to exist in Adopt Me. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's what you start the game off with. It's what every player begins with to play the game. Personally, my favorite house is this one because you can just do so much with it. It looks so cool. Obviously, it's very expensive, and it's not actually equipped that often based on its price. But let me know your favorite one in the comment section. Which house do you use the most? You should click here to watch another Adopt Me video. I think you're really gonna like this one next, so click here right now to go and watch it. Go on, I dare you to.